Good afternoon. Welcome to the University of New England and the graduation ceremony for the awards in the Faculty of Science, Agriculture, Business and Law. Graduands, family, friends and the UNE community, may I ask you to now please stand for the entry of the academic procession and the Chancellor of the University of New England, and also please remain standing to join us in singing the National Anthem. Thank you.
I've been trying to do it right. I've been living a lonely life. I've been sleeping here instead. Sleeping in my bed. Sleeping in my bed. So show me family, all the blood that I will bleed. 'Cause I don't know where I belong, I don't know where I will roam, but I can write a song. 'Cause I belong with you, you belong with me, my sweetheart. 'Cause I belong with you, you belong with me, my sweetheart. I don't feel right for you, or the world it might have been for you. You take a bus to Chinatown, and I'll be standing by the ground, babe, in the Boweries. She'll be standing next to me. 'Cause I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. 'Cause I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land that we call New England and show our respect to their elders past and present. It's my great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome our special guests to this graduation ceremony for the Sciences, Agriculture, Business and Law. Ms Inaam Tabbaa, our occasional address speaker, Deputy Chancellor Jan McClelland, Vice-Chancellor and CEO Professor Chris Moran, this is actually his first graduation ceremony as the Vice-Chancellor of the University of New England, our Esquire Bedell, Cheryl Chant, my fellow council members and members of the university community. But you, our graduates and your family and friends, this is your day, so a special welcome to you. I know for some of you it's been a long, hard journey to get here today, but we're here to help you celebrate with you and your family. Graduations, ladies and gentlemen, are a whole of university celebration. This institution, whether you be a professor or someone who works in the offices of schools, faculties, or in the directorates of this university, are here to ensure that you get the best education that you can get and deliver it in the best way that we can do it. So we're here to celebrate with you, to enjoy your day, because it is a celebration for us as well. So have fun and enjoy. It's now my great pleasure to declare the ceremony open and call upon Steve Witters to make welcome to country.
Thank you, Chancellor. Good afternoon, everybody. Steve Witters is my name, and I'm a descendant of the Anawin people, the traditional custodians on the land upon which we meet today, on the grounds of Boolamimba, which in fact is an Anawin word, meaning place of wild apples, for those that didn't know that. Some radio in the background there. I'd first like to pay respects to the university and the University Council and the university staff for acknowledging that we're on traditional land here, and by acknowledging that Aboriginal history is far older than the university, in fact thousands of years old, and that wherever we go in Australia we're on Aboriginal land. It always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Aboriginal Australia is made up of over 300 different countries, and traditionally when people travelled, they were welcomed to country. And the countries were defined by the geographical aspects of the land upon which they lived. For example, Aboriginal people lived in the desert, on the plains, on the highlands, as we do here, on the coast, in snowfields, right across Australia. And whenever they moved, for different reasons, they were welcomed to country. A welcome is done in the spirit of friendship, in the spirit of goodwill, the spirit of understanding, and the spirit of cooperation. It is done also with moral responsibility and social obligation when you are on somebody else's land. And this is a tradition that's been around for many thousands of years. Today, as a representative of the Anawin people, and Anawin, by the way, is spelled A-N-A-I-W-A-N, we're the traditional people of the highlands, of the tablelands, but on behalf of them, I'm welcoming you all here today from wherever you have come from. Also like to welcome those who are sitting online, watching it online in particular. Before I give you the official welcome, I'd like to make special mention of two graduates who are here today, well, three graduates actually, two who are receiving doctorates in economics and law, and they're coming from Solomon Islands and Papua New Guinea. So jointly, and Italko, welcome, particularly from you're coming from overseas to study here at UNE and graduating as doctors today. Also I'd like to make mention of a young student, I will in a minute, I've forgotten her name. Anyway, I'll come back to that. For the original inhabitants right across Australia, it was a cycle of life. And this is giving you a picture of where we are today. It was a cycle of life from... Sorry, I'll start over again. For the original inhabitants, it was a cycle of life, from fire to death to regrowth, from dry, desiccated yellow to lush, succulent green. They were part of the regenerative process. My people, the Anawin, they lived here, they practiced here, they were traditional here. They were part of the land, and the land was part of them. They thought in cycles, in circles. What went round, came round. Then they encountered a people who thought in straight lines. These strangers, they had linear stories with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Anawin storytellers, they can tell you of Turumbandian and Gunnemadabrai, the high country from where the waters came. They spoke of Alpawan, the low country, where the waters linger. And then they spoke of Awara, the violently broken country, where the waters fall. They changed those names, as locals would know, to Mount Javal, to Jemeric Creek, and to the Waterfall Way. But Aboriginal people, they marked their land by the geographical aspects. So when the land changed, so did the custodianship of the land. Anaiwan is but one country. We are surrounded by many other countries that some may be familiar with. Certainly in New South Wales, we've got the Gumbanga, the Dungutty, the Bundjalung, the Warramai, the Wonnarua, the Wiradjuri, the Awabakal, the Gadigal, that's in Sydney, the Huon on the south coast, and many more, over 300 different all around the place. But it's traditional to give that welcome as a mark of respect wherever you go. And as I say, the university is continuing to show that respect by acknowledging that they're on Aboriginal land. As a descendant of the Anaiwan people, I would like to welcome you in my language, which simply says, the land is safe, the land is comfortable, the land is safe, the land is good, you feel comfortable here and feel welcome. Yaga Anaiwan nui inja Anaiwan kionda. Yaka yina inja kionda. Inja nyambaka kiona nyambaka urala. Inja nyambaka kiona nyambaka kiona. Altila rakanya inja kionda. Nata merunyara nyambaka kionda. As I say, the land is that good, the land is safe, you feel comfortable. Just as I progress, and everybody is graduating today in either the sciences, in agriculture, in business and law. Aboriginal people for many thousands of years, they have been scientists. They have been agriculturalists. They run economies. They had businesses. And they certainly had law, both LAW and LORE. So what you've learned over the last many years that you've been studying is not new. It's been around for many thousands of years. Aboriginal people, for example, were environmentalists. They were biologists. They were conservationists. They were into water management. They were agriculturalists. They grew their own stuff. They looked after business and economy. They traded. They looked after the economy of not only their own country, but exported with other countries for many thousands of years. And they had that law as well. They had their own law, they had order, they had governance, they had leadership within their communities. And they marked it well, they did it well. That's why they survived here for thousands of years. That's part of history that we all should know, the true history of this country. If we knew and understood the true Aboriginal history of this country, we would know what it's like to be in Australia. And for those overseas, you'd know more about Australia too. So anyway, welcome. It's your day, not mine. It's your day. So to all of you who are graduating, to your families, to your supporters, to your partners, to everybody who's has been with you through your journey, welcome. And particularly welcome to the lady and gentleman from Papua New Guinea and from the Solomon Islands, and to the young lady, Miss Green, who's graduating in environmental science, one of the few Aboriginal students that are graduating today, one who has studied environmental science, doing something that her ancestors have done for many thousands of years, environmental science. Welcome everybody, and then thank you for your respect and time. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve, very much. It's always a pleasure to have you here. I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Chris Moran, to present our occasional address speaker for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. My name's Chris Moran and I'm the Vice-Chancellor of the University of New England. My name's Chris Moran, I'm the Vice-Chancellor of the University of New England and I'm incredibly proud and I'm incredibly happy to be here today. Graduates, friends, this is the most important thing that a university does, to recognise the work that you've done, the toil you've been through, the distance, the work, and then to move to the next phase. So congratulations to you all. The first graduation to be held at the University of New England was in 1955, the year following the university's official formation in 1954. For the mathematicians amongst you, you know we have a big birthday next year. We'll be 70. In 1959, UNE's first Vice-Chancellor, Sir Robert Madgwick, offered the occasional address at graduation. In his speech, Madgwick wrote that university education should be available in a democratic society to all who can benefit from it. And further, that we cannot, as a nation, waste our educational potential by leaving untrained and uneducated to the highest level men and women who are willing to subject themselves to the personal and intellectual discipline which is essential in our students. A true visionary, someone who could see that you didn't need to travel, you didn't need to be, and you certainly didn't need to go to a major city to get the university education that would change the future. His occasional address has been followed by hundreds of fascinating speakers, both UNE alumni and others, who take the opportunity to impart their wisdom and experience on graduating students, our graduands. Today, it is my honour as UNE's 16th Vice-Chancellor to introduce our occasional address speaker. I encourage you all to listen carefully to her wise words, her lived experience, which comes with a wealth of knowledge, both in her educational journey and the journey that followed. Ms Inaam Tabbaa has achieved numerous firsts since her arrival in Australia in 1973. Listen carefully to this list. She was the first female industrial officer in the building industry, the first female executive officer, industrial relations, at the Master Builders Association of New South Wales, the first Muslim member of any tribunal in Australia when appointed to the Industrial Relations Commission of New South Wales in 1991, and was the first Muslim member of the local court of New South Wales. Ms Tabbaa was also the first female head of the 116-year-old Industrial Relations Commission/Tribunal. Ms Tabbaa has also been a very active member in her community and was the first female president of the Australian National Sports Club Incorporated for a record 5 years, a life member and the only female member of the board since 2000. The Australian National Sports Club, only female member of the board since 2000, and recently re-elected as director in the club. During 2009, Ms Tabbaa was appointed as the acting magistrate with the local courts of New South Wales, and in 2016 she was appointed as acting chief commissioner of the Industrial Relations Commission of New South Wales, a position until she held till her retirement in 2017. As a member of the Commission's Education Committee from 2010 to 2014, and later chair of that committee until 2017, Ms Tabbaa took an active interest in Aboriginal affairs and participated in the Judicial Commission of New South Wales' Negara Ewer program, attending conferences on undertaking kinship and exchanging ideas. In 2012, Ms Tabbaa was appointed a member in the General Division of the Order of Australia for her work in industrial relations and with the community. Since her retirement in 2017, I had dinner with Ms Tabbaa last night. I don't know what the concept of retirement means with the activity that she currently undertakes, but since her formal retirement, she's volunteered her services in her community, Canterbury Bankstown LGA, an area categorised by social disadvantage, poor community participation and low incomes. She has worked tirelessly to obtain grants to maintain facilities and to maintain accessibility to those. In 2022, Ms Tabbaa was awarded the University of New England Distinguished Alumni Award in recognition of her significant contribution to educating and inspiring young people and for her services to community. Chancellor, graduands, guests, I now have the honour to invite Ms Inaam Tabbaa to give today's occasional address.
I feel like I'm on The Voice, waiting for the chairs to turn. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, faculty members, staff, families, guests, and graduates. I begin today by acknowledging the NI1 people, who are the traditional custodians on whose land this university stands, and pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging, and their cultures. I recognize their connection to country and role in caring for and maintaining country over thousands of years. I extend that respect to other Aboriginal elders of other communities and Torres Strait Islander peoples who may be here today. It is my privilege to deliver the occasional address for this incredible body of graduating students. It is an honor to celebrate this milestone with you. It is a time to reflect on the accomplishments of the past and sacrifices made by graduates and those near and dear to them, and on the hope, excitement, and responsibility of the future. It is probably the last formal on-campus encounter with the college community and a crucial moment in the forming of lifelong impressions of your alma mater. Today, however, is not the end. It is the beginning of the rest of your life. And I'd like to go through what happened in my life, how I came to be in Australia and achieve what I've achieved. You've heard it all, I'm not going to repeat it. So that you'll understand when you go out in the workplace, if you're not already there, the type of challenges you'll face, the type of things that will occur to you. The main thing is to keep a sense of humor and to take things in your stride as you go along. I started off, my parents migrated to Nigeria in West Africa from Syria, and I was born there, the fourth of 5 children. I went to an Irish convent, I went to an English primary school, and then I went to an American international school for my HSC. I laugh when people talk here about the stress of the HSC, etc. We had 16 subjects for our school certificate, and we had to sit an exam in each of the 16 subjects. And when we finished those exams, we then had to sit an entrance exam for our HSC school, or college, wherever it is, including sitting an exam for our own school. And then we did 5 subjects for HSC. So you don't know what stress is until you've done that. When I was about 10 years old, I was always wanting to study. I did typing. I remember going to a Nigerian man's house. He had a series of manual typewriters, and we sat there and we typed. And once we knew with the keyboard, the rest was music. That's our reward, and we typed to music. And I achieved 50 words a minute, and I haven't looked back. I don't know the world without typing. When I finished school, I always wanted to be a teacher, so I went on to go into teacher training. As soon as I started there, we had afternoons free, so I went on and did a secretarial course in the afternoon for fun. I was never going to be a secretary to any man. In those days, you would understand why. So I learned shorthand, and I achieved about 120 words a minute in shorthand, and you will not believe how much that helped in my lectures, taking down notes, and also on the bench when I took down notes. So there's no education that goes wasted. When I did my Bachelor of Business, I thought, what the heck? Why am I doing macroeconomics, microeconomics, statistics, labor economics? I will never use them. They're useless subjects. And then I was appointed on a number of occasions, a large number of occasions, to the state wage bench. And we had to consider economic arguments. And that's when it came back. I was able to follow the arguments because I had done that course. So it wasn't wasted, even though at the time when I was doing it, I thought it was. I had started law and stopped and then gone on to do the Bachelor of Business, because by that time I had been promoted so much at work that I was traveling at least once a week, and I couldn't guarantee attendance at university. And if you couldn't guarantee your attendance, you failed even if you passed your exams. So I left my law law course, and I did the Bachelor of Business. When I finished that, I came back to finish my law. And I looked around, and University of New England was offering online courses. And that shaped my whole life. Because if I hadn't done that online course and finished it, I would not have been appointed magistrate. I would not have been appointed head of the tribunal when I was appointed. It really shaped my life. And when 2 or 3 years ago now, I started hearing on the radio about bespoke courses that were being offered by UNE. Oh my God, I want to do psychology. Oh my God, I want to do this. I want to do that. It's either that or you give up all you're doing for the community. And I thought, no, it's time to give back to the community. Because I have taken so much, it's time to give back. And that's why I'm not doing what I'm doing. But I envy those who are taking advantage of those courses. When you start working, you come across a large number of things that you're asked to do that you don't want to do, or you have no idea how to do. When I started training as industrial officer, and it all came accidentally, my boss started taking me, training me, etc. I was still a fledgling industrial officer when I was sent out to a building site. When I went out to the building site, the builder had rung up and said, I've got an industrial dispute. Send someone quick. I got the BLF on site. For those who remember the Builders Labourers Federation, I went out on site, handled the dispute, came back. The next council meeting, when we had a council meeting, my boss came up after the meeting and he said, you got a mention at the council meeting. Now, if you got a mention at the council meeting, you're in trouble. And I said, what did I do? And he said, the builder got up and he said, I phoned the MBA and asked for someone to send for an industrial officer. Then this car drew up, and this little slip of a girl, I was size 12, this little slip of a girl comes out, and I said, what the hell are they doing, sending me a woman? You know, and then I handled the dispute, and he said to them, the funny thing is, the BLF organizer came and apologized to me for what he'd done. And I thought, how did I do that? To this day, I don't know. To this day, I have no clue how I did that. But, you know, these are the type of things. Another time, my boss said to me, I want you to go to the commission, to the full bench, and stop the state wage case from commencing. And I said, why would we do that? I mean, my boss was sitting there. He's the head of the department. We have a senior industrial officer. We have another industrial officer, and he's sending me to go to the state wage bench and say to a 5-member bench, stop the state wage case because the BLF are playing up. And he said, no, I want you to go and do that. I said, but the state wage case principles are clear on this. No, go, you go and do it. So I went down there. I had no clue what I was going to say. And when I got to the commission, there was a whole bench about from that lectern to here, and it was chockers. Everybody and every man and his dog was there. The only place where I could sit was between the Labour Council advocate and another union. So I sat there, my heart was pounding. And then this guy from one of the employee organizations turned around and said, what are you doing here? And I said, because it was a state wage case, we were national award. And I said, I'm told to do this. And he said, but the state wage case principles, the state wage case principles say that if a state award is a mirror to a federal award, then it doesn't move until the federal award moves. So we're protected. I said, look, I've been sent to do this, I have to do this. So as soon as this 5-member bench came in, Sir Alexander Beattie was the head. He had a couple of months to retire. He's sitting on the bench. And I stood up and I said, I have a preliminary submission to make, and I started. And then I made the mistake of looking up, because my eyes met Sir Alexander Beatty. He looked at the clock. He looked back at me pointedly. I thought, whoa. And then his, God rest him, Justice Carl, turned around and said, Ms Tabbaa, are you familiar with the state wage case principles? And I thought, here it is. I'm going to be killed in front of everyone. I'm going to be humiliated. I said, which particular principle, Your Honour, that you're referring to? Can you direct me? And he said, the one that says this. And I said, I thank you, Your Honour, for pointing that out to me. May I be excused? And off I went. So you get stuck into doing things like that. And it took me about a couple of years before I found John Carl on his own. And I went up to him and apologized for lying to him. It preyed on my mind. So you get things like that. Another time, I was made industrial officer in charge of apprentices. And my very next day, I had to appear before another full bench to argue that apprenticeship wages should be reduced. It's never been done. Now, the whole idea of it was we were very concerned that there were very few building apprentices coming in to the building industry at the time because their wages were very high. They got site allowances, they got height allowance, they got dirt allowance, they got all of those things, the rorts that the tradesmen got. And they were being priced out of the market. So we wanted to draw the attention of the Commission to that and the attention of the unions to that. So I was told to go and run it. So I was before the full bench and I was very serious. And I started my submission, finished. We broke up for morning tea. I was going out. Another employer representative said to me, you really got the bench to smile. I said, smile about what? I was being dead serious here. What did I say? Well, instead of saying to the bench, you're killing them with too much kindness, I said, you're killing apprentices with too much loving. That was that. You come across all of these things, all these faux pas that you make as you go along. When I was appointed to the Commission, at that time, now it's different. You apply, you have to have a law degree, you apply, and you get interviewed, and if you're lucky, you get appointed. At the time that I got appointed, the Minister for Industrial Relations, whether federal or state, would have a list of people that he has run through different employer organizations or unions, and that's where he picked, or she picked, the commissioners from. So I got the call from Paul Kelly, who was the assistant of John Fay, who was Minister for Industrial Relations at the time. And he said to me, and this is how it normally goes, this call has never been made if the answer is no. And I said, what is it? And he said to me, John Fay would like to appoint you as one of the 4 commissioners he's appointing. And I said, I have to think about it. He says, you're not supposed to discuss it with anyone. I thought, right. Okay, now I've spent 17 odd years with the master builders. We were family. We shared everything. They were there for me when my mother was dying. It was during deregistration proceedings. And to turn around and just resign from them and not tell them and leave them in the lurch, there was no way I would do that. So I went to see my boss and I said to him, I got a call, this is what happened. And he said to me, what did you say? I said I would think about it. And he said to me, are you kidding me? If you don't take that now, you will never be called on again. You have to take it. I said, I don't want to be a token woman. And I really believed that I was going to be a token woman, and I didn't want that. I wanted it on merit. I really believe in merit appointments and not to make up numbers. So he picked up the phone and he rang Paul Kelly and subsequently talked to the minister, and the minister said, look, I really do want a woman because there's no woman on the bench at that time at the commission. But she is on merit because I have run her name past so many different organizations and her name keeps coming to the top of the list. So on that basis, I said, yes, I'll accept, but I wanted time to hand over properly and brief someone get appointed in my place, and that's what I've done. And the guy that I nominated for the position is still there to this day, and he's taken it further and further. And I'm really, really proud of him for what he's done. When I was with the Master Builders, we started a pilot apprenticeship scheme. And we employed 25 apprentices, all male. No females applied in those days. 25 apprentices, and they were put through their apprenticeship. The whole idea of having a training scheme like that is there are a lot of builders who cannot guarantee 4-year apprenticeship for any apprentice, so they don't put them on, so they don't let them go halfway, let them go. So what we did was we rotated the apprentices. So if you could take them for 2 weeks, you could. Somebody else would take them for 2 years, whatever, until they finish their apprenticeship. And now thousands have been through that scheme because the pilot scheme worked. Thousands and thousands have been through that scheme. And the MBA has started a training school in Bella Vista. I attended the opening as commissioner, and I'm very proud of them, and so many apprentices. 8% of the current intake are apprentices now. Another 8% are Aboriginal, and I think about 40-something% are over the age of 21. So I'm really, really proud of being involved in the first pilot scheme. And I recall that one day I had a carpenter come and do some work for me. And he said to me, I know you. And I said, where? I didn't recognize him. And he said, you interviewed me and gave me an apprenticeship. I was one of the first 25. So I was really, really proud of that accomplishment. Now, putting aside the career path, my belief is that you have to give back to the country what the country has given to you. The chances that I've been given here are enormous, and I have to give back. And during my term as commissioner and during my term as magistrate, I joined a women's organization. And with that women's organization, we had 2 language schools. We got bed sitters. We made application to the Housing Commission, got bed sitters, which we gave out to young students from overseas to live in while they were in Australia, or women who were on their own. But most importantly, we set up a respite home for the disabled. We raised money and set that up, and now it's flourishing. It's in Birong, New South Wales. So I'm very, very proud of my involvement with that. I've been a foster carer. I've taken children as foster carers, as a foster carer. It's extremely difficult doing that and doing the type of work I was doing. But the type of children that I took are the type that nobody else could take. They didn't want someone who has children taking them because of, threats they've made or whatever. And they're delightful, absolutely delightful. One of them said to me when I was giving him back, he said, I will find you. One day I will find you and I'll buy a house next to you and I'll live next to you. And he did find me. A few years later, he rang me at the commission, and I said, how did you find me? He said, I told you. And, he'd started off with ADHD and everything else, and he came from a very, very bad environment, and he was now dux of his school. And his mother had remarried, he had new siblings, and it was astonishing. He was really, really good. And I'm really happy with that. And that's an area that I want to do more in, foster caring. I'm also at the Canterbury Bankstown Local Planning Authority as a community member, representing the community on that. I have done quite a bit with, we started off at the NBA, we did some moots, wherein we had, we put on an act. We dressed in clothes, union clothes, vests, etc. And we put on an act, we put on a moot for our members to show them what it's like when they appear before the commission for the first time. And that's, I'm not saying that was what started it, but the universities started doing that. And from 1991 to about 2017, I sat on moots competitions between universities in Sydney, judging them on the presentation of their cases. And that is still happening to this day. I'm not doing it, I'm not part of it anymore, but that is how the practical side of assisting. I've given talks to a lot of schools to encourage particularly girls as to what they can do. Because in my time, there was no way you could call it gender discrimination, but nobody expected you to do any job that wasn't, they expected you to be a teacher, they expected you to do a job that a woman could then use later when she became a mother, a wife, etc. Nobody expected you to take it further than that. And in fact, I didn't expect it. Things just happened to me along the way. When I remember when I was interviewed in the Daily Telegraph, it was a 2-page spread in the middle for commissioner. I took that and went to see my father and gave it to him. Now, my father was the type, if we did something wrong, we were my mother's children. If we did something right, we were his children. So he got dressed and took the newspaper and off he went to the mosque, because that's a meeting place, and showed it to everyone. That's my daughter, that's my daughter. So, when I look at my lecturer here at uni, one of my lecturers asked me to do a doctorate with him. But by then I had done 17 and a half years of study, full-time. Not full-time, part-time, but it was a full-on. And I just could not do anymore. I was just tired. But now I regret not doing it, because somewhere up there, my mother and father will say to a newcomer, "Hey, did you ever meet my daughter, Dr. Inaam Tabbaa?" But it wasn't meant to happen. But they were really, really proud of me. I remember once the Ray Martin show asked me to be on the midday show. And it was during the time my mother had a few more days to live. I was completely out of it. I had no idea what I was doing. And my boss said, "Yeah, go, So they sent me a taxi. I got to work, got into the taxi, then realized I didn't even carry a handbag. I drove all the way from home to work without a handbag, without my driver's license, without a watch. I was completely out of it because of my mother. My secretary gave me her watch. She gave me a handbag, and off I went. And I thought I was going to be sitting in the audience. And they said, "Sit here." I sat, and it was colored. The part of the bench was colored. Next thing, Ray Martin said something about labor hire. And this microphone came down in front of me. Whoa. And he said, "Anna," he called me Anna, "what do you say about labor hire?" Apparently the week before, there was something on labor hire. And I started talking. And all I remember after I left was, why did I say body hire? In the building industry, we called it body hire. What will people think if they don't know that impression? What am I talking about? I'm talking about body hire here. But it was labor hire. And then somebody called me from Western Australia and said, "We saw it, and it went really well." And then I got home, and my mother said, "The nurses were here, but I asked them to step aside while I watched you on TV." And it was I've always followed everything that my mother has had to say, because she was a role model. One thing I would say to you is that my belief is that every single one of us here, every single one of us has got some sort of skill. And if we're lucky enough, we will find it. It just depends where you are and what you're doing and who you're with and who's mentoring you. It just depends on that. What I find distressing is when I talk to young kids, particularly boys, and what do you want to do when you leave school? Oh, I don't know. And then you say, what do you like? What don't you like? And you suggest things to them. And the first question is, how much does that make a year? And to me, that is completely distressing, because as far as I'm concerned, you've got to enjoy what you're doing. In the first 17 years that I worked at the Master Builders, I had 1 week off. It doesn't mean I wasn't sick, but I had 1 week off. 3 days were bereavement leave, 2 days were sick leave. I enjoyed every moment of my life at work. I have seen people who have looked at other people's positions and they want that position, and they scratch and they do everything in their power to get that person down. And it's ugly. I don't think they realize that people can see what they're doing. And the funny thing is, once they get to that position, they don't want it. They look at the next one. The thing I enjoyed most at the Commission was the conciliation part. I was able to conciliate. I had a very good record in conciliation. I was able to conciliate between two employer and employee who have been together for so long. They had 6 months left of their term together. I was able to conciliate between 2 brothers and a sister. I was able to conciliate between unions and employers. I really, really enjoyed that, because there's always a settlement. There's always a solution. It doesn't have to be, to bring somebody down. It doesn't have to be complete win all the time. It can be a win-win situation. Everyone goes away happy. There are times when there are some lawyers who are not interested in conciliation. And those of you who are graduating as lawyers today, mediation, conciliation is one of the biggest things now. You've got to be able to accept it. There are some who don't. And they push their clients towards litigation all the time. A win-win solution is the best solution you can achieve. And the other thing that people don't seem to realize, I worked under 6 presidents and 2 employers. And as far as I was concerned, I got on with each one of them. And the reason I got on with each of them is I respect their position. You don't have to like someone, but you respect the position. You respect the fact that it's not easy. The bigger the organization, the less it is easy to manage people. Because everyone has their own ego, everyone has their own feeling of self-importance, everyone has their own view about how the place should be run. But when you're in that seat, when you're walking in their shoes, it's completely different, So you've got to understand. When I managed the industrial department of the MBA, it had grown to 16. It was industrial officers and safety officers. And I had to use, I was never trained as a manager. So I had to learn on the job. Sometimes I got it right, sometimes I got it wrong. But at the same time, I had to use different styles for different people. Some of them, you have to put a bomb under them to get them to work. Others, you just tell them what you need to get done and you leave them, and they just do it. And there's different styles for different people. I remember one of our safety officers, when I left and went to the commission, when I left and went to the commission, I would get a call from our receptionist, she says, he's on his way. And it was somebody's birthday at work, and they had a cake, so he would save a piece and bring it down to me to the commission. He never asked to see me, he just left the cake there for me, at the reception. There's some you please, some you don't please. But by the same token, you're a team. You're a team, and you work as a team. And washing dirty linen in public, that is one thing I have to say to you. Don't ever, ever, ever do that in any job that you go to. It's one thing I learned from my mother, and it's one thing that I have kept throughout my working life. I have sat in court and I've watched people who've divulged personal stuff to their best friends at work. And it's those best friends who come to the commission and give evidence against them. Work life is separate from home life. Don't share vulnerabilities to anyone. Keep your work life away from that. And at the same time, do not wash your dirty linen in public. There's always somebody else. In the master builders, you had other employer organizations who were looking at our organization. A union, you have looking at another union and what they're doing. There's always somebody out there that's thirsting for your organization, or thirsting for your work, or thirsting for your job. So for that reason, just be very, very careful. Keep everything in-house. Having said that, I remember I told you that my belief is that every single one of us has got a skill. I remember one assistant came to me, I'll be finishing in 1 minute. I remember one assistant came to me and said to me, "Oh, Commissioner, I can't do what you've achieved." And I looked at her, I'd never thought about it before until she said that. Then I looked at her and I said, "You know something? I can't do what you've done." And she says, "What have I done?" To her, it was nothing. And I said, "You've been a mother. You've been a carer for your mother in your house. You've been a carer for your children. Your daughters are now married. You're working to assist them to get homes. Your son, the first one, achieved first-class honors in engineering at uni. The second one, that particular year, achieved second-class honors." I said, "I can't do that. I honestly can't do that." I think motherhood is one of the hardest jobs you can ever manage. And I was in awe of women when I came to residential school here, when I saw them with their prams, newborn children, and they were studying. I was in awe of these women. I could not do it. So don't look down at people for what they've done. Unless you're going to admire their shoes, don't look down on them. Everybody's got a skill. The community requires every single one of our skills. And stay humble. That's all I can say to you. I congratulate you on your graduation today. I am chuffed that I'm here to be part of it, and I wish you all the very best for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Inaam. It is a pleasure to have you here today and an honour to have you as part of our family. Thank you. I now invite our musician for 2023, Fergus Lupton, who is a local, and we are very lucky to have talented locals who can perform for us, which is going to happen today. And I ask you all to please remain seated while the performance happens. Thank you.
I'm waking up and I'm still out my head, trying to remember all the things we said. I forget, I'll play that bad guy, you're in love with that. I hate waking up in different beds. Pick up the pieces from the night before. You said that I got too emotional, but I wish I could say that I was over you. Yeah, we're on and off and on again. We keep going off and on again. But oh, when we're together, feels a little better. Though you drive me crazy, I'm hoping it's forever. So stay with me tonight, I'll be waking up with you. 'Cause oh, when we're together, feels a little better. Though you drive me crazy, hoping it's forever. So stay with me tonight, I'll be waking up with you. 'Cause I know it took some time to realize what I was missing every time I opened up my eyes. Another morning without you again, so we keep waking up in different beds. Keep wishing you were here instead. Hey, 'cause when we're together feels a little better. Though you drive me crazy, hoping this forever. Stay with me tonight, I'll be waking up with you. With you, 'cause when we're together feels a little better. No, I drive you crazy, but I'll be yours forever. So stay with me tonight, 'cause I'll be waking up with you. So I'm waking up with you. I'm waking up with you. Could you stay with me tonight? 'Cause I will be waking up with you.
Thank you, Fergus, very much for that performance. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite the Chair of the Academic Board, Associate Professor Jennifer McDonald, to present the candidates for their degrees.
Would the graduands please stand? Chancellor, I submit to you a list of candidates as set out in the program who have completed all requirements and are entitled to be admitted to their respective academic degrees and awards.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit these candidates to their respective academic degrees and awards.
Would the graduates please be seated? Would the graduates who are also receiving a New England Award please stand? Chancellor, the New England Award is granted to selected graduates who have demonstrated outstanding service to the university and the wider community and commitment to others. It is a non-academic award given by the university in recognition of the skills, attributes, leadership, and personal qualities that have been developed through extracurricular activity, committee membership, voluntary work, and good citizenship.
Through your actions to achieve the New England Award, you have shown yourselves to be high-achieving, proactive, and outward-looking citizens of this university community. UNE is proud of the relationships we and you have developed with the many organisations you've worked with across Australia and in fact around the world. On behalf of the Council and the university community, I extend to you our hearty congratulations.
Would the graduates please be seated? Would the graduates who are also receiving a Vice-Chancellor Scholars Award please stand? Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award is granted to selected bachelor's or master's degree graduates who are graduating with a grade point average of 6.7 or higher. Today, the university is proud to be presenting these graduates with this award.
The Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award is a way of the university to recognise, celebrate and reward the achievements of our most academically high-achieving students. Though, through your actions to achieve the VC Scholars Award, you have shown yourselves to be hard-working, disciplined members of the university community with a determination to succeed. On behalf of the Council and in fact the entire university community, I extend our hearty congratulations.
Would the graduates Graduates, please be seated. Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you all those graduates newly admitted to academic degrees and awards, commencing with those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and Masters in Research, who are also able to be present at this ceremony. Doctor of Philosophy. Husham Abdul Wahab Abdul Karim Al-Qadiri. Constraints to blady grass or Imperata cyndatrica, distribution on the New England tablelands of New South Wales. It's not here. Okay, not here. Abdullah Sunatan Al-Alabi. There's no red lines here, sorry.
My apologies. Should be happy to read from this one, please. Thank you.
Apologies, I had the wrong, I had not been given the final page. Sean Lloyd Bithell, phyto, Topthora, root rot of chickpea, inoculum, pathogenicity and resistance phenotyping. Sophie Grace Collins, the presence and persistence of frog species in the New England tablelands, Eastern Australia. Lindsay K. Frost, getting the biggest bang for your duck. Understanding the influence of hydrology on trophic dynamics and resource provision in a managed wetland to inform optimal water management.
There was a page missing.
This is a disaster.
No, it's okay. So it's straight from that one to the Master of Rural Science.
Oh, these people are not here?
This crossed out one. These ones are here.
Okay.
Yep.
So sorry, this one, G?
Yep.
Yeah,
these
okay.
here.
Okay. Ji Kang Lo, a framework for optimising breeding pairs using artificial intelligence. Hitalai Dorothy Palume Kile, streamlining the governance of natural resources through the effective use of market and regulatory instruments, how to better manage the revenue and distribution of benefits within Papua New Guinea. Jointly, Cecilio, evaluation of natural resource governance in the Solomon Islands, sustainable forestry. Irandi Christine Wijisinghe Suba Singhe Araki sorry, I mispronounced that one. Arachi GCJ. Pollination ecology of watermelon and other global food crops. Yuba Raj Subedi, agricultural land abandonment in the hill agroecological region of Nepal, drivers, farmer perceptions and reutilisation pathways. Sky Caitlin Creevy, Mechanisms for the Production and Amelioration of Ammonia NH3 from Cattle Manure using in vitro methods. Master of Science, Jonathan William Clay, Vitamin D metabolite effects on mineral dynamics and bone physiology in ruminants. Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the Dean of the Faculty of Science, Agriculture, Business and Law, Professor Birgit Lock, to present those graduates newly admitted to degrees and awards, commencing with the degree of Master, who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Master, Graduate Diploma and Graduate Certificate from the Faculty of Science, Agriculture, Business and Law. Master of Business Administration, Candice Jade Cox. Corey Richards. Celine Wilk. Master of Business Administration, Data and Cyber Management, Gail Elizabeth Coulter. Stephanie Gatt. Caitlin Green. Bronwyn Gail Kopak. Michelle Lee Todd. Master of Data Science, Caroline Ann Thompson, also receiving the Vice Chancellor Scholar Award. Master of Economics, Trent Ian Donaldson. Master of Environmental Science and Management, Shania Lee Jisak Channon. Brady Gary Sharp. Master of Information Technology, Ahmad Gul Hundal. Master of Neuroscience, Daniel Lee Wiggins. Master of Professional Accounting, Reagan Thomas Laurie. Mino. Georgia Elizabeth Spencer. Carla Helen Woods. Master of Science in Agriculture, Muhammad Aslan Akram. Navya Jyote Gon. Elsha Elizabeth Lagrange. Upama Podel Pageni. Cameron Whistler. Master of Strategic Organizational Development and Human Resource Management, Carly Michelle Mercer. Graduate Diploma in Accounting, Milana Pierce. Graduate Diploma in Financial Planning, Marie-Therese Jarrett. Graduate Diploma in Science, Caroline Issa. Graduate Certificate in Accounting, Rebecca Jane Jackson. Graduate Certificate in Business, Emma Louise Bryson. Amy Paliadelis. Graduate Certificate in Data and Cyber Management, James Fields. Graduate Certificate in Environmental Science, Georgia Smith. Chancellor, I now have the honor to invite the Head of School of Science and Technology, Professor Philip Furey, to present those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor with Honours, Bachelor, and those graduates newly awarded the diploma who are able to be present at the ceremony.
Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor with Honours, Bachelor, and those graduates awarded the diploma from the School of Science and Technology. For the Bachelor of Computer Science with Honours, Nelson Clarence Prey, First Class. For the Bachelor of Science with Honours, Ashley Rose Duff Forbes, First Class, also receiving the University Medal. Caitlin Rose Parker, First Class. Ria Tapa, First Class, also receiving the University Medal. For the Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Barbara Monk. Bachelor of Computer Science, James David Patton. Henry Austin Campbell. Liam Antoni Faustini. Bachelor of Engineering Technology, Tyrone Vincent Phillips. For the Bachelor of Exercise and Sports Science, James Robert Levick, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. Daniel Moffat Martin. For the Bachelor of Science, Lauren Ann Gordon. Alicia Lily James Osler. Neam Thomas Watson, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. For the Diploma in Science, Bridie Marie Foster. Lauren Elise Hustler. Bailey Jacob Lawler. Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the Head of School of Environmental and Rural Science, Professor Carl Vaness, to present the graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor with Honours, Bachelor, and those graduates newly awarded the Diploma and Undergraduate Certificate who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor with Honours, Bachelor, and those graduates newly awarded the Diploma and Undergraduate Certificate from the School of Environmental and Rural Science. Bachelor of Agriculture, Bachelor of Business, Kate Elizabeth Hawker. Matthew James Heinrichsen. Marnie Kim Parton. Emily Wilmshurst. Bachelor of Rural Science with Honours, Emile William Hall. Second class, Division 1. Callum Melton, second class, Division 1. Paul Murphy, second class, Division 1. Bachelor of Agriculture, Bridget Ann Bender. Teaser Joyce Mears. Bachelor of Animal Science, Caitlin Ashley Elizabeth Kenny. Sophie Kentish. Jade Angelique Magri. Bachelor of Environmental Science, James Matthew Dowling. Gabrielle Felice Green. Denny Charles Murphy. Bradley Selsby Staples. Bachelor of Rural Science, John Francis Crawford. Matthew David Langfield, sorry. I'll start again. Matthew David Langfield. Bachelor of Zoology, Jamelia Pearl Clark. Lily India Kruger. Kirsten Rose McGrath. Alyssa Rose O'Leary. Kate Stevens, sorry. Diploma in Agricultural Studies, Georgia May van Sliedrecht. Undergraduate Certificate in Paleontology, Alicia Kirsty MacDonald. Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the head of the UNE Business School, Professor Sujana Adapa, to present those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor with Honours, Bachelor, and those graduates newly awarded the diploma who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Chancellor, I now have the honor to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor with Honours, Bachelor, and those graduates newly awarded the diploma from the UNE Business School. Bachelor of Agricultural and Resource Economics with Honours, Sally Louise Finch, Second Class, Division 2. Bachelor of Accounting, Thomas Raymond Beverly. Renan Bridge. Nicholas David McLennan Herring. Bachelor of Agribusiness, Summer Rebecca Chesling. Ella Rose Terrin. Bachelor of Business, Leanne Raquel Gaudry. Raven Page Guy. Bailey Alexander Haynes. Laura Rose Holly. Boo Joanne. Guy Patrick Kelly. Ming Yu Lee. Ling Wei Wei. Scarlett Mahon. Casey McClymont. Tegan Louise Milford, also receiving the Advanced Diploma in Legal Studies. Timothy John Myers. George Neera. Dean Smith. Eliza Karen Walker. Karen Antonia Maria Wright. Bachelor of Commerce Financial Planning, Kurt Brabender. Bachelor of Organizational Leadership, Christine Ann Burke. Patrick Philip Jensen. Zovan Margaret Robinson. Stuart Charles Sweatman. Vanessa Sito. Elizabeth Ann Whitelaw. Diploma in Business, Josipa Begovic. Alyssa Ann Can. Laura Michelle Martin. Chancellor, I now have the honor to invite the head of the School of Law, Professor Michael Adams, to present those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor and those graduates newly awarded the Advanced Diploma, Diploma and Undergraduate Certificate who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor and those graduates newly awarded the Advanced Diploma, Diploma and Undergraduate Certificate from the School of Law. Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Laws, Julia Morel Firth. Bachelor of Laws, Zachariah John Lewis Bentley. Jocelyn Honor Berry. Alan John Blackberry. Delina Boon Ya Ving. Callan John William Burns. Sarah Jane Campbell. Clinton Condi Clever. Jacinta Marie Davis. Xiao Chun Ding. Kelly Astrid Fowler. Kristen Georgina Teresa Kelly. Francis Rita Grasick. Samantha Hasra. Clinton McCormick Hodgett. Heather Amy Jameson. Rachel Candola. Nathaniel Levitt. David Thomas McKellar. Carly Michelle Norton. Rocio Del Pilar Popplewell. Carlos Alberto Ramo Ala. Navpreet Singh Sandhu. Charlene Margaret Searson. Michelle Judith Sheehan. Kristen Ann Smith. Lucinda Jane Smith. Genevieve Michelle Tempest. Megan Rachel Trotter, also receiving the New England Award. Dominic Michael Henry Underwood. Ashley Claire Vitia. Advanced Diploma in Paralegal Studies, Karen Somara. Diploma in Legal Studies, Teresa Saru. Diploma in Paralegal Studies, Grace Alyssa Osborne. Undergraduate Certificate in Paralegal Studies, J. Dean Bernadette Roman. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards from the Faculty of Science, Agriculture, Business and Law to graduates who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Congratulations. I now invite Meg Trotter, Bachelor of Laws, to deliver the vote of thanks on your behalf.
Good afternoon. My name is Meg Trotter and I am graduating today with a Bachelor of Laws. I am honoured to have been given the opportunity by the University of New England to express a vote of thanks on behalf of all graduating students. I would like to extend a special acknowledgement to the Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Council members, local elders, distinguished guests, academic staff, fellow graduates, family and friends. The University of New England has a pool of remarkable academic staff that teach their courses. Unit coordinators, with the assistance of lecturers, tutors and markers, have put time and resources into delivering the content in a way that is best suited to each unit and based on the feedback of previous cohorts. The knowledge that we will require for our careers was presented in a variety of different ways, including via lectures, tutorials, online Moodle forums, and reading lists for textbooks. This variety allowed us to make the most of our learning, regardless of our learning styles and whether we were on campus or studied online. The administrative staff also contribute to the smooth running of the university, whether this is by ensuring that marks are released or assisting with assignment extensions and online exam concerns. The customer service from the administrative staff has been phenomenal. There are also amazing programs that have helped us through our degrees. The Student Accessibility and Wellbeing Office supports students in overcoming barriers to their learning. The university runs peer-assisted study sessions in selected units which are study sessions run by high-achieving students to impart study skills and knowledge to their peers. And there are several scholarships available to financially assist students in continuing their studies. These programs have enabled us to put our best foot forward in our studies. During my studies, I was an online student. This did not prevent me from engaging in extracurricular activities or forming lifelong friendships with students I met throughout my degree. The university provides a range of extracurricular opportunities that we could participate in. These opportunities included acting as a student representative, being in a club or society, or participating in the New England Award. Our studies and engagement in extracurricular activities have allowed us to obtain the knowledge required for our future careers and gain an understanding of how to interact with peers. The lifelong friendships we have made and the networks we have developed will enable us to succeed in our careers because we will lift each other up and provide guidance when things feel uncertain. Friends who I have made in this degree already support and encourage me in my career, and I know they will continue to do so. You know who you are, and I appreciate your friendship so much. I want to extend a big thank you to the support networks of myself and all of today's graduates. Completing a degree takes an enormous amount of time and dedication. It involves a great deal of sacrifice in terms of declining invitations to spend time with family and friends and not being completely present when we do show up. To spouses, children, parents, siblings, extended family, and friends, thank you for supporting us through this. Thank you for understanding our commitment, picking up the slack for us, and restoring our confidence when we thought we would never gain an important concept. We could not have done this without you. Finally, I would like to thank all of those involved in organising this graduation ceremony and making it a day to remember. Congratulations to my fellow graduates on this monumental achievement. We did it!
Thank you, Meg. It's nearly over, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to invite our new graduates to join the alumni of the University of New England. It's an organisation or a group of people that allows us to let you know what we're doing, and we'd like to know what you're doing. We'd like you to join simply because it enlarges the family of the University of New England, and people will come after you and you will be able to give them a helping hand. I think of it really as a worldwide club. It's a place wherever you go and live or study or work, the chances are that there will be a member. And it may be, your needs may be very simple. Where to buy the best cup of coffee? Where do we get the kids educated? Where's the best place to shop? Or more complicated things. But I would use the alumni network for your benefit. It's useful, and also, as I said before, think about the people who will come after you. You got here today, as Meg said, with an enormous amount of help from your family and friends. And on behalf of the university, I would like to thank them for doing what they did to get you here today. And one final plea, I suppose, almost. Be a little selfish with what you earned today. It's for you and your family's benefit. But also remember where you work and the communities you work in. Your skills and knowledge that you earned today will enrich their lives. And whether you go and live in a big city or a small country town in Western New South Wales or in New Zealand or in Papua New Guinea, wherever, you will have knowledge and skills that will only enrich that community and that community's life. So please use it for that. I now wish you success, congratulations, and enjoy this evening with your family and friends. Please Would everybody stand for the academic anthem? And I invite our new graduates to process after the academic procession. I declare the ceremony closed.
So what can I do? What can I explain? I've been talking to myself. So will I see you again? 'Cause we always run for through the beat. Always pushing up that hill, shoot for through the beat. On, we are calling out again. Always looking down, I'm just know what's in front of me. Cause no, it's about no two people, come on. I can feel it now. Two people, come on. And though I never see all the love you found me, now it's changing all the time. No living in a rhythm where the music's working all the time. 'Cause we always running for thrill of it. Always pushing up that hill, searching for the thrill of it. All in all, we are calling out again. Never looking down, I'm just ignoring what's in front of me. It's hope now. Two people become one. Is it real now? Two people come. We always running for thrill of it. Always pushing up that hill, searching for thrill of it. All in all, we are calling out again. Never looking down, just know what's in front of me. Is it real now. Two people become one. Is it real?